The early years of Green Day were something that I'd call noobish. Well, not noobish, kind of different, underrated, certainly, and very underappreciated. In this video, I'm only acknowledging 5 albums, which is Insomniac, Nimrod, 39 Smooth, Kaplunk, and Dookie, which are their 5 early albums. And if you're asking why I'm not acknowledging all the stuff before American Idiot, we'll get into that next episode, which is the 2000s era. So yeah, and yeah, they were very different. And like I said in the 39 Smooth review, they were very, I don't know, they were very flawed, I'd say. As a band, they were very flawed, like, working on this one. Then, because of Al's drumming, basically, but Kaplunk, they came back, and then Dookie, they did, like, they made a breakthrough then, but I'm so glad they did. So in this video, I'm going to explain all my opinions on all 5 of these albums. Please enjoy. I mean, when you look back on this album, like I said in the 39 Smooth review, I have been talking about this album quite a lot in my Green Day videos, but yeah, if you notice the drumming, it's very different to all the other albums, obviously, because there's a different drummer, but the styles really do change, and it's not the best rhythm that could have been produced by this band. The vocal performance is kind of weak, and as I said, this is my least favourite Green Day album. I will do a rank episode very, very soon, if you want to see that. But Mace is really, Mace, really? But Mike's bass, like, rhythms, are used quite a lot of the time in this album. But if you kind of look back and kind of reflect on how they're used in most of the albums, they're very underused in this one, because you do hear it in the self-titled track Green Day, which he's got a good bass groove, but you know, it's not the best that Mike could have been producing. And to be honest, yeah, he has improved a lot over the years, but on this he could have done better. But so could Billy Joe. He kind of had to strain his voice for some of the vocals, like some of the vocal range, if you wanted to hit the high notes, and like if you wanted to, like, Mike does help with the backing vocals, but I sort of thought that they tried to keep up with the drums, and they couldn't keep up with their own instruments in this one. Although it is a good album, it's very, very flawed in a lot of ways, such as the drumming, like I said. The bass is underused compared to other albums. Mike isn't given any opportunity. Now, I think it's just Billy who's doing the main singing, but like on Dookie, and I think it was Kaplunk as well. Even Mike and Trey get some their moment in the sun. They get their, like, even if it's like a 2-minute song, a 3-minute song, it doesn't matter. They're still getting like a very good amount of the fame on this. And even though it's just a portion of the album, they're still getting involved. And I don't see that much teamwork in this album than I do in others. Because I know it's unfair to compare like later projects to the one that started their career, but to be honest, is it really that unfair? If you look at a lot of this, you'll start to notice, and you'll start to say, this could have been better. This could have really been better, because, like, if you start to look at the album Kaplunk, you do see some similarities. You see the vocal range being changed up. You see the drums getting more frantic because they changed drummers. Then you see Mike's bass getting, like, used more frequently, more overused than underused, but they're not that overused. They're used to a perfect amount, and I like how Billy Joe gives Mike his own track. I can't remember what that one was, but even Trey is given like his moment in Sun, like some drum solos, like some bass solos, some guitar solos. Like, I do suggest you go listen to this album to just hear it for yourself and listen to my. And if you liked my opinion, that's good, that's alright. But if you didn't like my opinion, yeah, that's okay too. We all have our different opinions. But that was my opinion on 39 Smooth, because like I don't really see it as something that's got a lot of talent. Well, they do have talent, but not a lot of potential. Not a lot of potential is shown in this record because of the fact that Mike isn't given enough, isn't given his moment in the sun. Yeah, I'm sorry, my hair's sticking up, but he isn't given his moments, which could have been something that would save the record, but it didn't. And Billy Joe is kind of like trying to sing loudly over Mike, so he's getting most of it. It's like, because Mike's like staring across there, and like Bill's going staring across, and I was like, Jesus Christ, Billy, just try and give people more of a chance. But he does in different albums. But we see a new side to Billy Joe on Kaplunk rather than we do on this one. I know I'm talking about Kaplunk a lot on this one, but we kind of get the certain feeling that Billy Joe wants his voice to be shown more than the other members of the band, because this is their first album together. They're putting their name out there finally. I think Billy Joe wants more of the credit for the vocals, and Mike wants to be part of it, and that's good too. But I think Billy Joe thinks Mike should be just bassist, but I think he realises his mistake on Kaplunk, which we'll go into next. And if you listen to Kaplunk from 2000 Light Years Away, it's a very good start to the album, very frantic, and I love how Trey is given his first drum solo on this album. On the start of the album as well, it's a new drummer, a new era, a new chapter, a new year, a new album, and they really did deliver on this one, because you've got stuff like 80, Android, Welcome to Paradise, which is three of my all-time favourites from this album. I love Who Wrote Holden Caulfield, which is, I think that was named after a book. Like he wrote a song about a book, which pretty good, because he didn't like I can't remember what book it was, but as a kid Billy Joe didn't like reading it, and he finally gave it a chance, and finally he wrote a bloody song about it because he likes it. So just here's a lesson for all you kids: do not even judge a book by its cover. So that's what I did with most albums I have over there. And like, you see tracks like Christy Road, I'm sorry, but why would you name a song called Dominated Love Slave? I'm sorry, but that one just gets me giggling, like, because my mates always like make jokes about like sex and shit, and I'm going like, Jesus Christ, dude. And then you see a song called Dominated Love Slave, and I was kind of surprised to see that on a Green Day record. But as I look more into their discography, I see that more and more songs about this are about girls, relationships, love, sex, and stuff like that, and one night stands, and you see a lot of that stuff appearing on this album. It's got a good, as I said, Mike's bass grooves is used a lot more than 39 Smooth. It's a vast improvement for a really good up-and-coming band at this point, and from what we saw after this album, this was something that would set off their career, and it would help them become the big name who they are. Because if you kind of look, this was kind of the cause. Rob Cavallo, you'll be hearing that name a lot. Saw potential in this one. So he gets Green Day, he gets some signed to Reprise. We'll get into that in Duke, but like if you look at track 13 called Sweet Children, that was named after the original name for the band, but they changed it because they didn't want to cause conflict with another band called Sweet Baby, was it? And come on, Sweet Children, Sweet Baby, it really, really did sound the same. But Green Day was a very good change up because it's grown into the big name that they are now. And if you look at Christy Road, that's got very good lyrics, and the bass groove to that one is very good, and the drums on that one very catchy, and Billy's vocal range on this album is vastly and significantly improved than their last project because they actually worked together on this. They got a new drummer, they got new ideas, everything's happened in their lives that led up to this album, and then finally they actually got together, wrote songs, and then blasted California away. And you know what's coming next. It's Dookie, and let's get in. And if you look at a track such as Burnout, which literally like started off this album, you see like Billy's vocal range going from Kaplunk to a very shouty, more snot-nosed teenage angst sort of tune, and it's very punk rock, and it's very, I'd say, frantic. It's like he's trying to get all of his words out like very quickly. It's very hard to understand if you don't read the lyrics, because he sings it really fastly and very, very shoutingly and loudly and stuff like that. It's a very good track if you want to listen to like a very punk rock sort of tune. If you want to listen to something that's very angry, kind of. It's got a lot of drums on it, like it does, and it's got quite a good bass groove as well. If you keep on listening, along with Longview, if you listen, that is basically led by Mike's bass, and it's like dun 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 dun, and you listen to it. It's one of Green Day's most classic, and it was their first ever music video, am I mistaken? Or was that I could have sworn that Longview was their first ever music video. What's that? I'll check this out. Yeah, it was Longview. That's pretty cool. It's a song about, you know, teenage problems, which speaks to me as well. Yeah, shut up. But it's like just being like kind of a douchebag, waste of time. You feel like shit. You just feel like you're sitting on the couch. You're just dozing off. Typical teenager shit. But he's trying to speak to a younger demographic. And he really does. He's trying to speak to both. He's actually trying to speak to both adults and like younger, like teenagers of like 15, 16, and he really does speak to them. And that's because like he's trying to say like, peel me off the Velcro seat, get me moving. 'Cause I sure as hell can't do it by myself. Twiddle my thumb just for a bit when you're like in class and stuff, and you're sick of all the same old shit. You lock the doors to your own cell and you've lost the keys, like, I don't know, your room or something. But it's very, very relatable. And such as tracks like Welcome to Paradise, that's it's like, oh wait, that, yeah, it's like Welcome to Paradise. And I kind of feel like that's when he's high. He's high. He feels like he's in paradise. It's kind of like a stoner song. It's kind of like stoner rock sort of stuff like that. It's like no, I keep thinking bite my lip and close my eyes. Take me away to paradise is a line from that, but it's Longview. But still, see, lines like that get caught in your head because it's so catchy and stuff, and you keep on listening to it and you listen to it. I also love the 11th track, Coming Clean, which is about Billy Joe coming out as bisexual, and it relates to a lot of problems that weren't accepted as much as they are today. And he's like saying, I'm bisexual, and it's like, wow, I didn't expect to see that in a punk rock song. But like, that's kind of what was cool though, because Billy Joe was talking about his sexuality, I like the fact that he's also like addressing a young, like an old girlfriend that's showed in the sorry, that's showed in the song She, like she screams in silence, and it's about an old girlfriend that he had, and that girl is now referred to as Amanda from the album DOS, is it? Yeah, because it goes, Amanda, don't you know? And then it's like, okay, and at that time, he has a girlfriend called Adrian, but I kind of think that was awkward for Adrian, because he's talking about an old girlfriend that he loved or something like that. But guys, that's just my opinion on the matter, and we are coming close to the end of the video. No! Alright, we're going to go to Insomniac, which is something I have not listened to as much, but trust me, I've got a lot to say on it, so please enjoy. Insomniac is kicked off with Armitage Shanks, which isn't really a bad song. It's very good. It's got a great drum and bass vibe to it. It's got great guitars on it, and Billy's vocal range is very, very angry, like it is on this album. It's more angry. It's addressing more depressing issues, more sensitive issues, and more personal issues, such as the Panic song, which is like wrote about his, like, Billy Joe's and Mike's panic attacks they used to have. But I think that was hard for Trey to kind of like play as if they were playing as if they were having panic attacks right there and then. Like, they were playing all frantically and panicky, and they're acting all strange and delirious, kind of like that. And it's kind of a good one to have on your punk rock playlist if you have one. I have one. Shut up. And I like how I just went, I have one. But like, you can kind of see Billy Joe's anger being expressed throughout this album. You can kind of see him addressing different issues, such as him trying to, on Brain Stew, that's the one, he was writing songs, he was working all nights, and he was pulling all-nighters like you do, but he was getting kind of sick of it and sick and tired of it, so he wrote that song. He was writing material, like, paying bills and stuff. He was doing stuff, and he was busy working, and it was every single day, and almost all night he used to stay up and write songs, think of different ideas, brainstorm, but it wasn't fair on him, so he had that massive idea to just write a song about how fed up he is, how tired he is. This could have caused the breakup if he was kind of fed up, and, you know, I'm so glad they didn't. Can you imagine that? Green Day breaking up just because Billy Joe got tired. Yeah, I can't see that either. Thank God. But you can actually see his anger, because like he's singing as if he's fed up as well. It's like, I'm having trouble trying to sleep, and then it's like, I don't know how he says I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I think he's just so sleepy he can't sleep. He's like he can't sleep. He knows he has to keep awake. So or he's got hangovers and stuff. He's kind of fed up, but it's a very good one because you can actually see that he's fed up, and you see a lot of musicians do that, and you can see Geek Stink Breath, which that was about meth. I want meth. I have none. So, meth. It does give you bad breath. That's why it's called Geek Stink Breath. It gives you bad breath. It gives you rotten teeth. It makes you all jank looking. You look like sort of a jack-o'-lantern, stuff like that. It's like, But, you know, and Billy Joe obviously has experience with meth. He has experience with substance abuse too. But, he's singing about the, causes, like, the, what is it now? The effects, how it affects you, what it does to your body, how it breaks you down, and also you can kind of see his anger, like, walking contradiction. he means like he's no good. He's an ass. Basically, that's what he's saying. And he's saying, I'm a walking contradiction. I'm a disaster. I'm a nobody. I'm a disaster. I'm a contradiction, and I deserve no attention. That's what he's saying in that song, and I'm like, so it's a really good song to just jive to. It's a really good one to just listen to and mellow out. Not really mellow out to, but it's like, let's see. It's a very good one to like go. Fix and ramen up, cause that shit's so deep you can't run away. I really love that line. It's so cool. It's like, cause that shit's so deep you can't run away. And it's like, holy shit, you're in the shit right now. And it's a very good song to just listen to. It makes me smile every single time I hear it. And you know, Green Day's got a lot of talent shown in this album, and I think fans were very, very disappointed in what's to come next. I was not at all, but trust me, fans were very disappointed. Yeah, but why Nimrod? Why were they disappointed at Nimrod? Well, why Nimrod? This is a work of art, a masterpiece. Not Green Day's best work, not their weakest. And you see stuff like Nice Guys Finish Last, Hitchin' a Ride, The Grouch, and Redundant, all in the same row. That's 4 awesome songs in the, like, did anyone actually listen to this album and like fully? Whoever, if you're watching this and you hated on this album, if you hated on it like mad, you hated on reviews, you go like, oh, I don't like this album, I hate it. I'm telling you now, ever since they signed to Reprise, they went overboard, they went downhill, they went terrible. So if you did that, did you listen to the album? I am addressing the haters now, so did you listen to the album? Did you listen to the album? Or did you just go to tracks such as King for a Day and Good Riddance, and did you just shit on the rest of the album because it just wasn't them? Listen. You didn't listen to the album, did you? No, you didn't. So, you know, so if you shit on the album and you shat on the album just over and over again, give it another try. From 1 to 18. Prosthetic Head is one of the best tracks on this. And trust me, if it wasn't for Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, it would be the best track on here. And yeah, I agree, it has some flaws, but it's not worth shitting on. So go and listen to it again. Don't sleep on it. Go and listen to it. Alright, now the hate's gone. All the haters? Good. So, 1 minute. The door's there. Are you a hater? You're not good! So, yeah, Nimrod. A very good album. One of Green Day's best in my opinion. You see tracks such as Nice Guys Finish Last. And like I said, Nice Guys Finish Last, Hitchin' a Ride, The Grouch, and Redundant in the same row. Very good tracks. I like how Billy Joel's saying, like, I can't speak, lost my voice, speechless and redundant. And he's sounding so passionate about the music he's saying. And this was a very mellow one, like not as punk rock as Insomniac and Dookie, where they're kind of like mellowed out, kind of smoothened out. That's very good in my opinion, because of Green Day's tune, they kind of wanted to mix things up, and it's normal for bands to mix things up. So if you look at ones like Platypus, I Hate You, it's very deep song. It's very, I always smile. I find like 2 or 3 tracks on each Green Day album that I smile at. Like either it's sad or it's funny or it's just a funny title to just listen to. But I do see one like Take Back. Very, I didn't really settle with me that much. But trust me, I find it kind of growing on me a little bit, but not as much as like American Idiot does and stuff. But trust me, we'll get into that next episode. And one, like, Good Riddance, Time of Your Life is a phenomenal song. It's just Green Day's best works, and it is my second, no, was it? It's one of my favourite songs. I can't remember, but I say a lot of songs are my favourites. I can't really remember, like, the ranking. I will do a Green Day, top 20 or top 50 if you want me to, Al. But I do see a lot of flaws in tracks such as Worry Rock and All the Time and Jinx. I mean, yeah, they were very good, very good tracks, but the vocal range was kind of mix. It's kind of a mix, and the transitions weren't very good, and I didn't see a lot of stuff growing on me from this album, but from Nice Guys, I liked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I liked about 11 of the tracks, and I loved 11 of the tracks, and I liked the rest. But trust me, just because I didn't love them doesn't mean they're terrible. Doesn't mean I'm gonna shit on them. But I really do recommend, if you haven't listened to this album, go and listen to it, because it is just amazing. It's phenomenal, and you are gonna thank me, all the haters, if you didn't watch if you didn't listen to this. Go listen to it. Go buy it. Go support this band, because trust me, you are missing out. Okay, that's all I have to say on the matter, and I do hope you enjoyed this video. Alright, so I know I did their this band's entire discography review in 1 hour and 32 minutes, but I didn't go in depth. So I wanted to just put my opinions out in one massive video about the entire discography, and then save these for a 4-part series where I am analysing their entire discography. So this was the early years, from 1990 to 1997. And next episode we're going from 2000 to 2009. Yeah, so it's okay. I'm only gonna be analysing Green Day's stuff, not Foxborough Hot Tubs, not the network, no live DVDs at all, no commentary stuff. I'm only gonna be reviewing Shenanigans and the 3 albums that were released in that time. So it's okay, because we're gonna do this, and I think I got most of my opinion out on the side projects, in the last episode, in the last video that I did. So trust me, this is gonna be a good series, and I'll see you guys in the next one for the 2000s era. Peace out.